The Heroes of Greyhawk is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
My friends, in our last session, the Golden Shears accompanied a small group of villagers from the sleepy town of Emridy on a search and recovery effort following in the aftermath of a tragic attack by a pair of werewolves that had emerged from the mists hanging low over the old battleground known as Emridy Meadows. The search party ventured back to the scene of the horrible events, the old limestone quarry just south of town, where a brutal battle was waged the prior nights. Villagers murdered by the werewolves and a pack of dire wolves under some strange spell. The party also nearly murdered in the process. But now in the dim light of day and with bloodhounds leading the party to the sparse remains of Ernest and then Philip, indeed, there was not much left to identify either of these ill-fated shepherds. Moments later, the hounds were back on point, pulling their leads. Old Dabney doing his damnedest to hold them back, but to no avail. They darted forward, guiding the party deeper into the quarry, eventually coming up on a frightened ewe, a sheep cowering near an overturned minecart. Gnory easily subdued the animal while the townsfolk pushed over the cart to find a man hidden beneath. It was the missing shepherd, Dennis. Nervous and traumatized from his experience being hunted by werewolves, Dennis recounted voices that led him to a shadowy crystal, and he explained how he heard whispered the name Gnory, whispered from the darkness when he grasped the crystal. He implored that Gnory now take it, and she did. Gnory examined the crystal, noting its similarity to one that she had currently socketed into her hexblade. And upon summoning Orvan's Gladius, her family weapon, a second attachment point was somehow present on the pommel. Xanthi used her celestial magic to identify the shard, detecting strong divination and abjuration magic. Almost without even really giving it 2 seconds of thought, Gnory slotted the shard into the sword and was instantly encapsulated in a cocoon of shadow. Within its warm embrace, Gnory spoke with her matron, a shadowy figure who posed a question for the gnome. Was Gnory ready to face her past and accept her future? The matron went on to instruct Gnory to continue to the fields of Emridy Meadows, where she and her companions would find something that the matron referred to as a shadow crossing that would ultimately lead them to her fate. With that, the matron was gone. Gnory found herself kneeling on the ground with her friends once again by her side. With that, the search party returned to the town of Emridy, where they paid visit to the Greenberg Surprise, a curio shop filled with all manners of trinkets and baubles. They accepted gifts from the proprietress, Susie Greenberg, and returned to the Rock Powder Inn to take their rest. The next morning, the party was met with bundles of food and various rudimentary supplies from the townsfolk, who expressed their gratitude and, even under somber conditions, thanked the party for what they had done to put an end, hopefully, to whatever curse plagued the small town of Emridy. And with that, my friends, you set out on a roughly 1-day journey south out of the town of Emridy, with your destination being a location that Gnory has been to before, the burial site of a powerful cleric on the battlefields of Emridy Meadows. My friends, as we are on the road, I will hand it over to you if there's anything you would like to discuss, do, or play around with. Now would be a great time to do so.
We're on the road. I'm going to be playing my new river reed flute. That I just got for a great deal.
A great deal and a fantastic, unassuming instrument. great tone, well made.
Gnory would accompany him with the bird pipes. She's gonna pull out the old bird pipes. She knows everyone is stressed out, looking at her warily, and she's gonna try to remind them of the old Gnory. Play some bird pipes. I'm still here, you guys.
Why don't you, Gnory, give me a performance check with advantage, since Alrin is there with you, playing alongside and accompanying you, and you accompanying he.
Is he also dancing?
Almost always dancing.
Okay, that was a 1 and a 3, so that's a 7.
While your intentions seem good and the plane itself is fine, there's nothing wrong with the plane. I think, and I'll leave this to your companions to decide, but the intention of your plane to soothe maybe their concerns about some of the things that they've seen, specifically with you over the last couple of days, some of the things that they've seen associated with you in the past, knowing the knowledge that you are pursuing something that may lead to further darkness. Perhaps the playing of the instruments doesn't quite achieve that sense of calm that you'd hoped. But I'll leave it to to Xanthi, Desmond, and Alrin to make that decision how they respond.
You're muted, Ashley.
Oh, Ash, you're muted.
Sorry, I mean, it's kind of nice, but, you know,
Yeah,
like, is this
pretty good.
gonna attract more wolves? Are we
Des
in
is
the
gonna-
mist right now?
Des is going to pop Lucky out of his pocket dimension and let him fly around. It's been a while since he has been able to spread his
Yeah.
wings.
When's the last time you fed him?
Guys, it's just like old times. We're ripping on Des for his terrible pet care, playing the pipes, and
He is looking a little thin.
Xanthi's nervous. It's just like old times.
What form does
Alrin's
Lucky
playing some
take right
sweet
now,
music.
Desmond?
He's the same as he was before. He's an owl currently.
With a little white patch that looks kind of like a diamond on his chest.
Yeah, like a dark gray kind of wooded pattern. And then he's got this kind of bright white diamond on his chest.
He takes flight immediately, as if he had been, held inside a cage of some sorts, and just flies off into the sky. And you watch as he looks so happy, flying
He's
off.
not coming back, is he?
You do lose sight of him as the
Where's he going?
bird flies into the mists and goes beyond eyesight. The day here is, while it's not raining today, which is nice, it is gloomy, it is dark, it is overcast, and there is a mist that hangs low on the road as you're following the road to the south.
Do we know how long it's supposed to take us to get there?
You inquired with some of the townsfolk, and they mentioned that it's about a day's journey.
So, do we know exactly what we're going to find when we get to this, person's tomb?
Thank you
Do
for the
know?
raid. Udahime Cosplay, thank you very much. Appreciate the raid, everybody. Welcome in.
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna find there. That's kind of why we're going. I do know where we're going.
Okay. Did you
Um,
bury this guy? Like you said you knew him and he's dead now.
I didn't
Like-
know. I didn't know him. He was one of the higher ups. Look at me. I mean, I'm just Nori Bibblespark. I'm just one of the gnomes fighting. We were underneath him fighting, but it's not time for me. We buried him there. I saw him fighting.
Nori,
Okay,
give me
saw him.
give me a history check, please, with advantage.
That went so great last time.
Yeah, let's warm those dice up a little bit. You're gonna need them.
Yeah. Okay. History, that is a 17.
Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. 17?
Oh, no, 19.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 19.
So
That's
much
better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so a couple of things that you're able to recall from a historical perspective. You know that the cleric in question was a member of the Citadel of Eight, which is a powerful magic user group linked with some of the, I would say, arcane leadership in the free city of Greyhawk. A cleric of St. Cuthbert, the only member of the Citadel of Eight that responded to Prince Thromel's call to join the righteous host, to press back or push back or defeat the rise of the cultists and the evil men and the orcs and the gnolls and goblins and all of the evil members of the horde of elemental evil that had rose up 10 years ago. As you mentioned, the cleric was killed on the battlefield as he was defending the prince. You probably saw some of these people during the battles, although as you accurately depict, you weren't necessarily buddy up with these particular folks. They were on a little bit of a different level. You had fought with the first, which was a regiment from the Cron Hills, of course, and had sort of your own adventures during that particular campaign. When Certain died, Prince Thromel ordered that, or instructed the gnomes to, especially the gnomes because of their skill, to construct a tomb. And that tomb was then, it was built upon a hill. It was built in an area that overlooked the fields where so many had died, both evil and goodly warriors. And I will say that the other thing that because you rolled so high, is that you recall that the druids who were in league with Thromel and the righteous host planted an oak sapling that they had brought from the gnarly forest as part of a ceremonial offering of gratitude to Thromel and the righteous host. They planted it nearby the tomb, and with their magic, they blessed the seedling, and it grew before the eyes of those who had assembled during the ceremonial burying of certain. It grew into we'll say, a juvenile oak tree. In a very small period of time, it grew right before everybody's eyes into a majestic young oak. One last thing that is of great import to what you're doing right now is that you recall, in addition to the information I just provided, that the tomb itself was hidden using powerful magic so that it could not be desecrated by evil minions or remnants of the host, of the horde of elemental evil. So you recall quite a bit. I mean, that was a big moment for you, for the gnomes of the Cron Hills, and for the people of this region.
So it's hidden magically, but I remember where it is.
So we're looking
You definitely
for
remember the
tree.
oak tree and the hill. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, when we see the tree, we'll know that we're close.
Yay, lore.
I would expect whatever we're looking for to make itself known when we're near the tree. That's just me expecting it. I'm just Nori. I don't know. I don't know anything except for all the cool stuff I just told you. But
we're following you. All right.
Okay. Like
In
I said,
that
it's gonna be
case,
fine.
In that case, Nori, I would really appreciate a survival check from you, please.
Oh wait, I have this map. Stampy pulls out the map that she had from all the way from the beginning from Hamlet that had the forest area. And I don't know how far it went, but it might have included some of the Crown Hills. So she'll
All right.
and, like hand it over to Nori.
Why don't you give me do this before you roll, Nori? Xanthe, why don't you give me a let's call it an intelligence check.
Oh, how smart is Xanthe?
Let the dice decide.
10.
It's not. There you go. So it's not how smart is Xanthe, but maybe how smart she is about this particular instance. Okay. So I will say, if you had rolled higher, I would have given you advantage on this roll, Nori. But in this case, it'll just be a straight roll.
Okay. Natural 20.
Oh yeah.
So 25.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
just draw right in that map where the.
That's pretty good.
Here.
That's pretty good.
Take a picture of it.
All right, so you have a pretty good sense of where you're headed, and as you head south, you find the mists beginning to grow thick. The farther that you travel into the day, the more obscure the terrain becomes, the more difficult it is to follow the trail. Eventually, you find that you're not on the trail anymore, but you're following this innate sense of direction, this hunch, this instinct that's driving you forward. But you do start to, maybe the rest of your party maybe potentially starts to realize that you're not on a path anymore. You're just walking through these tall grasses that are wet from the sort of dampness that the condensation is forming on the blades of grass from this mist that just hangs nice and low over the countryside.
I think at some point Nori pulls out Orvin's gladius too, almost like a security blanket at this point. And she's not even holding it up like this. She's just kind of got it down loosely at her shoulder, and it's maybe even dragging in the grass a little bit here and there.
Interestingly enough, when you call forth your blade, this is the ceremonial blade of your family, forged by your grandfather under strange circumstances, something that was destined to be your brother's sword. A sword that was meant for the firstborn of the line to wield as a warden, as decreed by the conclave of the Cron Hills gnomes. The minute that it apparates in your hand, you drop it to your side, the mists before you begin to part. Just enough, just wide enough to allow for passage.
I think Nori will turn around since she's leading and look at the rest of her party. And of course, completely black eyes, black swirling. And I say, I think this is the way. Not even aware of what she probably looks like at the moment.
Okay. That's weird, right? That's weird.
This is definitely the way.
Xanthe, what was the safe word again?
It's Owlbear.
Owlbear. Right. Did you see that?
It's like reacting to her. I mean, that can't be right.
I just hope none of those wolves shows up again. Des would like to check around for any sign of wolf tracks or
Sure.
dead people killed by wolves.
You know,
Just corpses left
Yeah.
on the
Because there
floor.
were a lot before.
That's not wrong. Give me a perception check.
All right.
Unless you want to take some time and like stop and investigate. Then it would be
We'll
an
do
investigation
perception
check. Okay.
Hey, pretty good. 23.
Okay. 23. There is no trail that you can get a sense of, that you can see. The mists are thick enough where oftentimes you can't really even see your feet, but of course the grasses are about knee high for you, higher of course on the shorter folk in the party. Yeah. Did you just go like this?
Nope.
Like-
That was grass
like-
height. That was not this.
Like this? You went.
Yeah.
Um,
Owlbear!
That
Owlbear!
That was
don't
For
overuse the
plans
safe
for
word,
us.
because then we don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, you have
No,
It's
quite a
like the
wolf
little boy
up
who
in
We're
there.
all
cried
joking.
werewolf.
We're joking.
Yeah,
We're joking.
we were just kidding. So it's hard to see the ground for one, Desmond, because you're looking at grass. Your feet at this point are soaked from the condensation, as I mentioned, on the blades of grass, but you don't see any tracks. In fact, you don't see any grass that's been matted down from footfall or footsteps or movement of wolves or people or anything really. Occasionally you see a small bird that flushes forward as Gnory is moving through the mist, as if it was scared perhaps off a nest or was hiding in the tall grass and disappeared off into the thick mist around you. And interestingly enough, no dead bodies.
That's good.
How can anyone track anything in this thick mist? No path?
I don't
No
know.
tracks?
Nori seems to know where she's going.
What? Did you guys call my name? I turn around. Again.
Yeah, like
How-
we're just saying.
As she-
How do you know where it is?
I just know. I mean, you showed me the map.
Slight flavor a bit. When she turns to talk to you guys, the mists close in behind her as she's kind of facing in your direction.
Xanthe, you showed me the map, so I know right where it is.
Yeah. Do you have any idea why the mists are directly reacting to you?
What do you mean?
Same-
And I turn around and I look.
Yep,
seem to
the
be having
path
an
is there
effect
again.
Yeah,
Just opens up.
when you turn your back, all the mists close in, and then we're in an enclosed space.
Xanthe,
Right.
are you sure you're okay? Do you need some? Did you eat enough this morning?
I mean, I could go for another like muffin or maybe some bacon or something, but I didn't put any in my pockets.
Here, I got a ration. That guy gave us some rations. Maybe
Oh,
you
I
should
have
eat this.
rations. No, that's fine.
Oh, but this has been
I
in my
just-
pocket and it's warm.
Preheated.
Yeah, okay.
Take it.
She'll take it.
Okay, good. Let's keep going.
Des is going to kind of mentally call out to Lucky to have him come back.
Okay. You wait. Seems like a long time. Seems like Lucky should have been back.
Damn it. All right. Wonder if he can't find us. Wonder if Lucky can't find his way back.
Can you like sense him at all? Like I thought you could like see through his eyes or something if he's not too far away.
He might be a little far off, but he'll come
Do-
back.
You want to stop and try to view through his eyes?
Sure.
Okay.
Xanthe will take your hand while you go blind.
His eyes just go kind of milky white, kind of roll back a little bit. And you can see through the eyes of your familiar. And there's not a lot to see. You can tell that from the perspective that it is soaring above the mists, looking down at this cloud that just hangs low. There is a level, maybe an altitude at which the owl is flying, where the sky is somewhat clear. There's some visibility, but there's also another layer of clouds and overcast sky above. You don't see yourselves through the mists below the owl. Give me a perception check for Lucky, please.
Just realized I don't have his
Yeah.
Here we go. That'd be 17.
Okay. As I mentioned, you don't see yourselves, your group of travelers through the mists on the ground,
Yep.
but through Lucky's eyes, you see something else, something large, towering its head and shoulders, its long arms, seeming to gather from the mists on the ground as it walks silently across the landscape.
It's like a creature.
You don't know. It's hard to tell.
I can't really tell where it is in relation to us, right?
Yeah, because you can't see where you are. But you do know because you can only see through Lucky's eyes when Lucky is within, I believe, 100 feet. So you know that Lucky is at least within 100 feet of where you are, based on this scenario. What's up, Jacko?
Oh, I think I just saw something really big.
Was it the
walking
tree?
No, it looked like it was moving.
Oh,
I think.
towards us?
It's hard to tell. Nori, can you try to part the mists like any more than you're like if you think about it?
Like, look up at the sky and see if they part. Maybe Lucky can find you through an opening.
Are you done with that ration? I mean, I don't think I'm doing this. And then I'll look up at the sky just to humor my friends.
You think that you're looking up at the sky, but it's got that strange, there's like a strange parallax where the mists are sort of obscuring or even maybe distorting your visibility to what is only another layer of gray high above. You definitely don't see anything that is moving or soaring above like an owl or otherwise.
But Des, you saw a creature moving and it was large.
Yeah, something pretty big. We should
Can
just
anyone
keep
hear
moving.
it? I mean, it's got to be close, right?
Give me a perception check, Nori, or anyone else who wants to.
Des will try to.
Try.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Nope.
Perception.
That good, huh?
23 again.
Okay. 11.
Good. 12.
Okay, that's not so bad.
11.
11. Okay. Yeah. You all stand there as Desmond kind of comes out of his trance, having this conversation. Then you all, put your hand up to your ear as you listen about, and you hear only the gentle howl of the wind. Nothing more.
Well, maybe we shouldn't look for trouble. Let's, just keep following Nori towards this magic tree.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
well,
keep moving.
Let's keep listening. It doesn't sound like this is just one. We could avoid one.
Yeah. Give me an avoidance roll. Give me a avoidance roll. Yeah, if you want to. You could stealth if you want to. We'll slow your movement down, or you can just move forward as you'd like to. It's totally up to you.
I think Nori's going to start stealthing. She does not want this distraction, this battle.
What about the rest of you?
Yeah, I'll do what she does.
Sure.
I
Okay.
rolled a 1, so do what you want, but I fucked us.
So, Alrin, I don't know if that means putting the flute away or not, but that's up to you.
Yeah, the flute will have to go away. I mean,
Sorry,
Nori
bud.
seemed to be playing some festive death march, so I don't know what that was about.
Birds. It's birds.
She's wearing pots and pans.
Birds.
Starts hacking.
You
All right,
swallow a bug.
what'd you get, Nori?
Well, okay, so I put my bird flute away to
Yeah.
start stealthing after I heard, and I rolled a 1.
That's not good.
whatever.
Xanthi?
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
Are you
Desmond?
stealthing?
Yep. Kind of.
Des
Don't
would say
threaten
that
me
out
with a
loud.
good time. 30.
Hey guys, are we gonna stealth now? A 30?
30.
Jesus.
I
Okay.
rolled a 19.
And what about Alrin?
10.
A 10. Okay, you guys are not very, with the exception of Desmond, you are not doing the greatest stealth.
Disappears.
It slows you down. You take your time. You're being methodical. Nori trips and falls, lands on her face in the grass, soaking wet. You're going to need a wardrobe change should you have extra clothing, but you are wet from head to toe now. As you get up, your clothing is damp.
Bringing everything off.
It's a
fine,
quick
let's keep going.
prestidigitation away. It's,
Yeah, Xanthi will run up and warm her up with prestidigitation and help squeegee her down. It's magic.
Thank you.
Nori, give me
Hand her a
give me a 2d4
Thank you.
roll,
High
please.
five. Alright.
Did you say a mint? You gave her a mint?
I don't need a
We
mint.
squeegeed her. We warmed her up.
Oh, wow.
Gave her a mint,
Yep,
Nice.
send her on her way.
and we're done.
Service with
Like
a
a pit
smile.
stop.
Yeah.
You want a 2d4?
Formula One pit stop. Yeah, please, 2d4.
6.
Fixed her treads.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't mean anything other than what.
Yeah.
Yep. Fixed your treads.
Yeah, not a euphemism. Okay, so you it takes you a bit of time to do all this, and with the stealthing as well, you are moving at a very slow pace, trying to be as quiet as you can. Desmond, so quiet that your mic was muted a second ago. If you had something that you wanted to say.
Nope.
Okay.
He's just quietly shaking his head at everybody else making all the noise.
Yeah. It's true. And you just watch. It's very strange as Nori turns with the sword to the south, possibly the south. I mean, it's really hard to tell at this point. The mists just part as if they are welcoming your party deeper into this strange landscape. Nori, give me one more survival check, please. This is kind of like essentially a navigation-based roll.
Oh, can I roll this one? Survival, it's a 14.
Okay, very good. You know in your heart of hearts that it's around here somewhere. It's just a little bit farther, a little bit farther. The rest of you, as the day is growing long, the already gloomy day with lack of direct sunlight is beginning to dim darker. You crest a series of hills up and down into these valleys. There's a small creek that you cross, hopping across the rocks to get to the other side. Nothing dangerous, nothing troubling. It's a welcome sort of reminder that there's some sense of normalcy here, that there's something more than just doom ahead. You watch, maybe you stop perhaps and watch the little bugs that glide across the surface of the water as they skate forward and back and then flow down the creek. A fish splashes about as it jumps up to bite some of the bugs that are on the surface, and you keep moving over another hill, down. And as you crest yet another hill, the mists begin to part even wider. You see a vast grassy clearing that unfolds before you, stretching beneath this overcast sky. You believe, Nori, that you've arrived at the place somewhere in this valley, a place where legends were forged in the crucible of battle. Some of you have heard the tales. Others were here to be part of those tales. Here upon hallowed grounds, many goodly and heroic warriors fell. And based on what you know of this place and perhaps some of the information that Gnory shared with you, you know that it's true that the forces of good vanquished the evils that were here. But man, it doesn't seem like it. Yet the righteous host, led by the Grand Marshal of Furiondi, also the Provost of Valuna, Prince Thrommel IV, with help from the elves and the dwarves and, yes, the gnomes of the Crone Hills, put down the horde of elemental evil, wicked men, monstrous races, cultists of the old faith. Of this, there's no doubt, but equally true is the echo, perhaps, of evil that still lingers. You certainly feel it on a day like today. You can see it in the swirling mists. They seem to maybe conceal something just beyond comprehension, just beyond your view. The air is thick. The scent of damp earth. But there's something else that lingers here, a reminder of the past. Now there's this soft silvery mist, as I've mentioned, that's clinging to the ground, swirling in eddies as though stirred maybe by unseen hands. It's dense, but it parts for you, for Gnory. You know that this is more than just an old battlefield. It's a resting place of countless souls in service to good and evil. Somewhere in this valley, this haunted expanse, this battlefield, Emridy Meadows, there's a tomb of a powerful Cuthbertine cleric who died in service to Prince Thrommel and the righteous host. As this realization comes to you that you feel like this is the valley, this is the place, these are the meadows, it's here somewhere. What would you like to do, my friends?
Now, Gnory, you said that, or at least I think I heard somewhere that they didn't actually really defeat everything, right? They just sealed it into the temple and then went, I guess this is the best we can do, and then everyone went home.
Well, a lot of people also died. We chased down so many. I got my first kill here. Killed my first gnoll.
Well, that's good for you.
But you're right, they are sealed. They're sealed in there.
Is the tomb here-ish? I mean, like the temple next to the tomb?
No,
Are
so
they
just to
close
clarify, the temple was near Nulb, and that's where the Temple of Elemental Evil is. There was battles in Nulb and at the temple itself proper, where the entity that you have learned about called Zugutmoy was sealed away in the tomb by Thrommel and the powerful forces that rode with him. They then pushed the evil horde of elemental evil out into the fields of Emridy Meadows, and that is where they delivered the sort of the killing blow. There was a massive battle as this horde of evil men and gnolls and ogres and orcs were running away from what was happening to the south. They were trapped largely by this force that Thrommel had put together, and that battle took place north. So you guys are pretty far north of Nulb. Now, the Emridy Run is a river that flows through Nulb. You guys have traveled on that river and all that. If you were to look on a map, for example, in fact, I'll bring up this map on the stream here so that folks can see. This is a map from Anna B. Meyer. But if you look, so you can see Nulb, you can see where Hamlet is in Nulb, hopefully. I'm kind of rolling my cursor around here if you can see that. You can see where Verbobank is. You traveled along the Velverdiva River, which is this sort of red line that goes up towards Oakham, but you didn't go that far. You got off you see where it says Castle Greyfist? Kind of where the T on Castle Greyfist is where the town of Emridy was. And you're south of there by about a day. So you're somewhere by the first B in Verbobank. That black text that says Verbobank, kind of right in there, that first B.
Okay.
So two different places to answer your questions, Anthe, about where the temple was. Yep.
All right.
This is
Go
the
ahead.
battlefield, huh?
Yeah, so
This is it.
why would this have like a weird mist effect to it? Like, I would think, hey, maybe it's coming out of the sealed evil temple, but this is just maybe an evil sealed cleric's tomb.
Well, he wasn't evil.
Yeah, but it could have been corrupted.
It was hidden with magic.
Is this the magic that hides it?
Didn't look like this then. No, it probably isn't. We need to look for that tree. We need to find that oak tree.
You remember which way it was from the battlefield?
Do I?
The oak
Yeah,
tree?
can we look around? Yeah, see if there's
From the
any
battlefield?
trees
I mean,
on
do
the
I-
hills.
The hill was in the middle of the valley, in the middle of the
Oh.
meadows. There's a hill, and atop that hill is where they built the tomb and where that tree was planted.
So we just got to keep going.
I mean, yeah, essentially what I'm doing right now is giving you guys an opportunity before you descend into this valley where this battle took place. If there's anything that you want to kind of discuss or do as you're, but Nora, you know that you're in the right place.
So the matron said a couple other things. She said the mist is an entity of its own. It makes its own decisions. She just told me that yesterday when I put this other stone in.
What kind of things does it decide
I don't know
to do?
what it's telling us to go somewhere.
Good question.
I don't know if that's related. It's something she told me when I asked. I was concerned about what was going to happen to us.
I was starting to get concerned with how dark it's getting, but now I'm thinking that we better not stop moving.
Yeah, we shouldn't rest here. Hopefully we can get somewhere, like, maybe the tomb has, like, some shelter in it.
She also said I would find something called a shadow crossing. That my brother was there.
A shadow crossing?
That's what she called it. I don't know what that means other than what I can picture in my head. Two shadows coming together. Overlapping, I guess. I don't know.
Crossing like a
It's getting dark
trail.
All right. Well, you
Shadows come out at
feel
night.
the way, so
Yeah, we'll
like-
follow you.
let's keep going. And Xanthi is
Okay.
going to keep an ear out for some kind of large creature moving through the mist.
Give me a
You know.
perception check, please. Any other preparations as you take the first steps into this battleground?
Dez is going to try to see if he can get Lucky to come back again.
Oh yeah, Lucky's been hanging out on a little perch nearby.
All right.
Didn't even hear it. You didn't even hear it swoop in because they're so stealthy.
I'll let him know to stay close, and then Dez is just going to get his crossbow out. Be ready.
Okay. How about Alrun?
I'm ready for whatever craziness we're going into the mists. I have no idea. So I'm playing it by ear, just winging it.
Okay.
I got a
All right.
22 on that perception check.
All right, that's a really good roll. You look about and you can see the mist swirling about this relatively low area. As I said, you're kind of coming over a rolling hill, right? Grasslands everywhere, tall grass, about calf high or maybe knee high in some places. The mists seem to have parted a little bit to give you a little bit more view as you're sort of up a little bit above it. Looking down, you can see the top of the mist as it just kind of settles into this kind of a valley, a low spot anyways. You look about searching for whatever this description of a thing moving in the mist was. You don't see anything that is jumping out at you, but you do see what you think is, for a moment, the silhouette of a dark shape that looks like a tree in the mists. Maybe a quarter mile from where you are, and then it's gone as the mists sort of like are swirling around in this beautiful little eddy, this little dance.
Is it that way? I think I saw something that way.
Let's go over there. I don't see anything.
Does it feel right, though?
I mean, everything feels right and wrong right now. Nori's going to look down at her sword that she's been dragging behind her and leaving a little dirt scrape the way in. Looks pretty normal, I guess. Let's just keep going. Let's go to where you saw that thing.
Okay.
Okay.
One by one, you begin to follow Nori as Nori descends in the direction generally of where Xanthi had seen what they believe to be a glimpse of the tree that you're looking for. You step down the slope, finding yourselves in the swirling mists of Emridy Meadows. It's cold. The air is cold. This low spot in the landscape not only captures these strangely unnatural mists, but also the damp cold of this overcast day. The fogs wrap around you, almost playfully, swirling around your arms, your legs, around your torso, around your neck. But then they just wisp away as more shadows come in. All the while, Nori standing there walking with the sword held before her and a strange parting of that effect. Shadows flicker as you look into them, playing tricks on you. You can almost see flashes of memory just 2-3 feet into the mist as you look in there. Familiar face, perhaps, recognizable voice, maybe. Each of you seeing things that there's no way could be there. Loved ones who have passed on, perhaps. Friends that have been lost along the way, perhaps. Could just be your eyes playing tricks on you. Every so often you hear the soft crunch of footprints, Alrin, as you are in the back of the group. You hear the soft crunch of footprints behind you. Though when you turn, no figure emerges to claim them. The deeper you go, the colder the air becomes. The mists almost begin to feel like icy fingers across your skin. At this point, you get a sense that something is watching. Maybe someone. I would like everyone to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Man, right now would be a great time to have some inspiration points.
Nice. Yes. And I will explain what that means, folks. If you want to help these people out as things are getting dark, you can influence the game by cheering with 100 bits, and that grants a player or a DM advantage. I suggest you give it to the players.
Des got a 9.
Okay. Xanthi?
13, but let me know if I fail.
Okay. That is a success. Nori?
Okay.
25.
That's a success. Alrin?
8.
Okay. Desmond and Alrin, there's something that you see from your past as you're walking through the mist. It causes you to pause momentarily. Desmond, second in line behind Nori, you stop. Xanthi kind of bumps into you. What is it that you see in the mists, Desmond, that startles you so much that it gives you pause. Thank you, Armin.
He'll think that he saw the guy that stabbed Hob, that killed Hob.
Zelroth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kind of like side of the eye kind of thing.
Yeah, you feel like you recognize a face with an eye patch. The man that had manipulated you into tracking down an individual in Verbobonk, Philodrin Karst. Someone that you, I'll say betrayed, but in the best possible way, as you decided that there were things more important than saving your brother's life. The lives of innocents, perhaps. It gives you a moment where you just pause, and like I said, Xanthi kind of bumps into you.
Oh.
Did you see that?
See what?
I thought I saw him.
Saw who?
Zelroth.
Oh, creepy guy? Do you think he's watching us right now?
I don't know. I can't see him anymore. But I could have sworn I saw him.
I don't see anything. And she'll take your hand and then she'll like use prestidigitation to warm you up a little bit. And she'll
that's
pull
nice.
her hoodie kind of thing up over her head because everything's kind of damp and cold.
Alrin, you stop as well, seeing something in the mists that catches your attention, something that sends a shiver up your spine, perhaps, or the hairs on the back of your neck to stand. What is it?
It's my sister, Sarah Lana, except pale face with like blood coming down the side, almost as if it was a corpse walking.
Without a word, it disappears back into the mists.
And I go sort of pale too.
Instinctively, Xanthi, you look back and you see Alrin just kind of staring off into the mists.
Alrin, did you see something? Because Des says he saw something.
I thought I saw my sister for a moment, but she looked like she might have been dead. I don't understand.
I don't see anything.
I don't see it anymore either, but I swear I saw her.
Maybe we should all hold hands. And she'll like reach back and she'll grab Alrin's hand, like so we don't get lost in the in the mist here.
Nori will just stick her hand back. Hopefully someone will grab it, but she's not looking back.
My hands are full. Just leave her hanging.
Nothing?
Alrin reaches.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, okay. I thought you were in the back.
Well, now Des is the last one.
Wait. All right, I'll be the last.
Okay, so
we've like
everybody
cracked the whip
touching
around.
everybody.
Yeah, everyone's touching everybody.
Okay, let's just
stay
keep
close.
going.
You lead the way.
Let's keep moving.
Listens to you. Yeah.
That's right, it does.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Nori, with determination, you pull on the hand that grips yours, pulling forward. The group begins to move again. Some of you having seen disturbing visions in the mist for just a moment long enough to give you pause, certainly. You start to get to the point where you're not sure you're going to find this place. You are starting to get the feeling, Nori, that maybe this is the wrong direction. Maybe Xanthi just thought she saw something. But as you are beginning to waver in your belief, maybe in your confidence, you look down and poking through the tall grass is a weathered tombstone.
Wanna can I read if is it weathered to the point where it is illegible?
There's some writing on it.
Yeah, push back anything that's around it. Just have a look at it in a respectful manner.
There is an inscription on it in a common that reads something to the effect of, "Here lies warriors of good, unknown soldiers who fought for St. Cuthbert."
We're in the right place. This soldiers, we didn't know where to put them. We're here. Nori's gonna look at her sword again too, looking specifically at the new stone, the new crystal.
It appears to be as creepy as it's always been. It's got this strange, almost swirling activity of mist or shadow of its own within inside the crystal, almost mimicking that which is outside. And you recall from 10 years ago, as the battle came to an end, how there were warriors whose bodies could not be identified, who were laid to rest in this valley. Those maybe who could be identified or whose fellow soldiers or loved ones were there to identify them were oftentimes taken for ceremonial burial at other locations, their names being entered into the ledger, of which you had taken a look at, one of such ledgers in the Abbey of St. Cuthbert back in Verbobank. But those who are laid to rest here in this valley, are those who they didn't really know where to take them or where they should go because of the condition of the bodies. But you now know that you're in the right spot. Given this, you get the sense that you know where the hill is, and your pace quickens as you move forward, and you indeed begin to see through the mists as your path parts, your sword leading you forward, almost pulling you. A rise in topography as this hill climbs, this small, lonely hill climbs, and you can see now as the mists part slightly that there is indeed an old, gnarled, weathered oak tree that stands proudly upon this hill. And I think, based on where we are right now, I think this is where we'll take a quick break. So we'll take our mid-session break here, and then we'll come back as you have my friends found the tree, and we'll see where this goes next after we come back from a quick break. Thanks to everyone for hanging out. Armin, thanks for providing Alrin with some much needed advantage. It will come in handy, I have no doubt. If you want to support our heroes here and give them a little bit of an edge on what might be coming, you too can donate some bits and grant advantage to players of your choice, or the DM, but I suggest you give it to the players tonight. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Things are about to get real creepy in just a few short minutes. We've got a stinger. Check it out. Welcome back, my friends. We have traveled south from the town of Emridy, where our heroes saved a sheep named Lucy and vanquished a couple of werewolves that were plaguing the poor shepherds. More than plaguing, I would say. Plaguing is kind of at the low end of what they were doing. Murdering. Dismembering. Nevertheless, you were hailed as heroes, and you continued on your way south towards the cleric's tomb. A place that we've been thinking about, talking about, dreaming, some of us dreaming about for a long, long time. Finally, we find ourselves cresting a lone hill set within a valley known as Emridy Meadows, where a massive battle had occurred. Many lives were lost in defense of the goodly people of the Viscounty of Verbalbank. Perhaps an evil vanquish that could have spilled over into neighboring nations and spread like a fungal infection across the Flanness. But no, that evil was put down by the righteous host, and Gnory Bibblespark was there, was part of it. Since that time, a lot of weird shit has happened to Gnory, and she finds herself with some companions that you've been traveling with for a number of months, or in the case of Alrin, like 3 weeks, maybe 4. He seems pretty cool. He plays a mean reed flute, if you know what I mean. As you crest this hill, you indeed see this gnarled oak tree standing proudly over what appears to be a barren hilltop. There's no tomb here. But you know this to be the place, Gnory. You remember it well. You also remember, based on your historical ken, that the tomb itself was hidden away by some powerful magic during the ceremony, which, by the way, I should say that the ceremony that was held there to inter the cleric did not happen under the looming mists that you now see. It was a beautiful bluebird day. There was sorrow because of the massive loss of life, loved ones, friends of yours from the 1st Regiment from the Cron Hills who had died in the battle. But there was a sense of relief and sense of hope, a distinct indication on that day, and for many days that would follow, that something good had occurred, that good had indeed won out over evil. This place looks much different now. And as the 4 of you stand there looking upon this gnarled oak tree, I'd like to know what you intend to do.
Gnory is mumbling under her breath, I'm on the right track. I have to find the shadow crossing. I'm on the right track. I have to find the shadow crossing.
All work, no play, make Nori a dull boy. All right. Xanthi will go up and try to look at the tree to see if there's anything weird or cursed or diseased about it.
Okay.
Des has the same idea. He's going to go check out the tree as well.
Give me some investigation checks, please. How about Alrin? What are you doing at this time, at this moment?
I'm going to keep my eye out around what's going on while they're looking at the tree.
Okay, give me a perception check. How about you, Gnory?
Nori's walking around where she thinks, she's mumbling this, of course, and also walking around the area where she is certain that this cleric's tomb is.
Okay. Give me
Looking at the ground.
Yeah, give me an investigation check as well. Xanthi, what did you get?
I got a 14.
Okay. Desmond?
22.
Okay. Alrin?
My dice are still cursed. 5.
Not good. And Nori?
16.
Okay.
Maybe the mumbling is unsettling.
It's fine.
It definitely is. Nori, as you mumble and pace back and forth across the top of this small, lonely hilltop, convinced that this is the right place, which in your heart you know to be true, yet there's no sign of it. Pacing back and forth, mumbling yourself, Alrin, you are looking out as best you can into the swirling mists that surround this hill. Being up above ever so slightly the densest portions of the mist that hang lower, you see nothing. You see your friend pacing. Xanthi and Desmond, you approach the tree, investigating, getting up close to examine it for any sort of strange abnormalities, perhaps some sort of markings or indications of disease. Is that what you were kind of getting at, Xanthi, a little bit?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that it doesn't seem healthy or it's been affected by something.
You run your hand over the bark that has these sort of deep grooves in it. This tree, based on the description from Nori of the events that happened during that day, is not more than 10 years old, but it looks like one of the ancient gnarled oak trees that you would be familiar with from your time spent in the gnarly forest. This group has spent a considerable amount of time in the gnarly forest earlier in this campaign. It looks much older than 10 years. Of course, the, how shall we say, the druidic fertilization during the ceremony of interment helped to perhaps accelerate the growth and the establishment of this particular tree. It's beautiful, even though, and maybe especially because of this sort of muted light scenario, the glossy green oak leaves seem to almost, reverberate with just a very saturated green glow. Nothing as though it's glowing with an energy, but just it gives off this very green, alive feeling. Desmond, as you are looking at this tree, you also notice that there is a large rock next to the tree, almost hidden at first. Xanthi walked right past the rock as she was approaching the tree to examine it, but you notice it, almost hitting it with your shin. And at first you feel like, oh, it's just a rock. And as you step aside, you can almost see partially concealed underneath moss that has grown over it, that there is maybe some sort of engraving on it.
I found something over here.
What
Can you
is
take a
it?
look at it? Can you tell what it says?
Do you wipe away, like pull away and clean off the
Yeah, he's
moss
gonna
that's
kinda
grown over it?
Brush it off a little bit, kind of see if he can make it out.
Everyone else hears you say that, Nori and Alrin as well.
Yeah.
You are pulling the moss off and cleaning it off as best you can. Does everybody else kind of join Desmond around this? Okay.
Yeah, in an instant.
It's It's a large rock with a flat surface that was almost completely overtaken by moss and some vines that were growing up out of the ground. And you can see engraved upon its surface a symbol of St. Cuthbert.
This has got to be it, right? I mean,
Where was it?
right
here.
by this tree.
I mean, is this like a lever or something that shows us how to get into the tomb? Like, I don't know.
Or maybe it's like a door or a cover.
Well, it's not that big, right? Or is it big?
Can Des try to like clear out around the edges of it a little bit to see if
Sure.
it's like, you can kind of see if it's like
to get a sense of how big it is.
We should investigate it.
Yeah, it is a large rock. It does not look like you would be able to move the rock. It's huge. It's a huge boulder with this engraving on it.
But you said it was kind of like flat on top,
It's
right?
flat on the top of the surface is flat, and it has the engraving of the symbol of St. Cuthbert.
But there's no other kind of like discernible writing or
None.
arrows pointing another direction.
No.
X marks the
No,
spot.
it's just these two concentric circles, and then the symbol that you, of course, your characters recognize immediately as the symbol of St. Cuthbert, like the starburst sort of design.
Yeah, I mean, some kind of marker.
Nori's
what-
going to trace the indentations, just kind of almost absent-mindedly, because she's finally here, and this is like tactile memory experience thing that she's doing, and just thinking.
What about your sword?
What about it? I mean, it's out.
Touch it to this gently and see if something happens. Because, you know, the mist reacted, so maybe there's some kind of...
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something else will happen.
Misreacted to me. I'll set it on top of the boulder and let go of it.
Let go of the sword?
Yeah. Don't look at me like that. It's out. We're
Are
right
you
here.
sure you want to do that?
All right.
I'm just setting it up on top of there.
As you do this, you set the sword on top of this flat rock. You release your grip and pull your hand away. You watch as nothing happens.
Whew, but boy, did it get me nervous.
Oh, Shelley.
Yeah, I'll pick it up again.
All right, well,
They said they concealed it with magic. Sandy, can you detect anything in this area?
I think Des can detect magic. I could identify it.
Des, will you look around here, see if you see anything?
Yeah, Des will take a second to ritually cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You get a strong aura of magic on this rock.
He'll pass that along, and then he's just going to spend the next... He'll have it up for 10 minutes, so he's just going to make sure he gets a good look around the area.
You see the magic lighting up as you look at your friends, your companions, the various items that they have on their bodies.
Nice
Basically,
shilling.
Xanthi's entire body.
Magic.
Barkley. Yeah, there's something going on with this rock. It's lighting up.
Can you tell what kind of magic it is?
Oh yeah, you can tell it's school if there is one. Can I get a read on what kind of magic it might be?
Absolutely. You get a strong sense that it is some sort of transmutation magic. And it is powerful.
Do you remember anything that was like sad about it? About this tomb or any kind of
There when they
clues,
closed
I
it up?
guess? Anything in the story that you heard about it?
I mean, they didn't tell us how they concealed it. I mean, that would be silly. I mean, and not everyone can know this kind of thing. I don't know.
I wish I could dispel magic or something.
Well, it's
Transmutation.
yeah.
Nori's gonna cut her hand with her blade. And she's gonna put her hand on the rock.
Dramatic.
That's Nori's middle name.
I thought it was Philomena.
Dramatic Philomena.
Oh.
VP.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you cut your hand. You take 1 point of slashing damage as you do. Your palm begins to bleed. And you place your hand on the rock. It's a lot of blood. It's quite a bit. It starts to drain from your hand. You watch as it pools up in some of the grooves of this engraved symbol. But there doesn't seem to be any sort of response from that act.
I mean, I just thought you guys, the blood of the fallen, made sense to me.
You're not the fallen, though, right? You're still alive.
My blood is the same as one of the fallen, or not. I don't even know at this point.
There's that.
But it didn't work. Gotta try something else.
Can I climb the tree? With my fancy shoes?
Yeah, you got fancy shoes, man. You can climb anything pretty much.
Too.
What's your intent?
Go as high as I can. If this tree is taller than the mist, that'd be cool. If not, just climb up.
Sure. All right, so you're climbing up and like just to see if it's taller than the mist, or are you like trying to do something? I guess I'm trying to ask you, like, what are you trying to like accomplish?
If it's taller, I would look around. If it just ends in the mist, obviously I won't be able to see anything.
Give me a perception check. We'll let the dice decide.
Well, I mean, the dice have been all good tonight, right? So,
I mean, your luck has got to change at some point.
Does it? Well, that's a 15.
That's not bad. You scramble up. You watch as Alrin scrambles up the tree, disappears into the branches.
It's graceful.
Mostly.
Performer.
You make it up. You get up the tree. You get to a thick branch that you can stand on. And indeed, you can look out. You don't see the wide expanse of this meadow grounds. You see a mist that hangs over the space, but you are high enough where the mist is slightly less dense, and you see it. You see a massive approximating a human-like shape that just coalesces maybe 200 yards from where you are perched in this tree and slowly lumbers silently. And then the mist that constitute its form fade and disappear back into the sea of mist that covers the ground.
I mean, after I pee myself a little bit, I'm gonna climb down and let them know.
You're always peeing from above, man.
Yeah, pee when you're on the ground.
Nope.
Oh my God.
Have a care about your party members.
There's no respect.
None.
I'll
Is
run
it the
the
golden shears or
shower.
the golden shower?
Shower.
It doesn't really roll off the tongue as well, does it?
Anyways, I go back down and I let them know what I saw.
Does the symbol on the rock, does it look like it, like, are there any like notches in it or anything that looks like something could be put into it?
Possibly. I mean, it's engraved into the surface of the rock, so there is a little bit of like a, like grooves.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
Can one of you guys clean this blood off? It
Yeah,
seems...
yeah. Xanthi will prestidigitate it clean again.
Thank you. Xanthi, it seemed, since it didn't work, it seemed a little disrespectful.
All right. I wonder what else we could try.
Have we traced the whole rock, like all the way around? Have we done?
Yeah, I mean, you've pretty much investigated the rock, and it's got, as Desmond is now pointing out, it's got these grooves in the surface. He makes the suggestion that he made of perhaps something fits onto it or into it. But other than that, there's no other. The tree you've investigated, it looks to be healthy despite the whatever the gloom is, the druidic fertilizer working its magic to keep the tree healthy, even despite this the strange landscape affliction.
These grooves
Xanthi
are just
will try to push the symbol, see if she can, if anything gives.
It's hard stone. It's a rock.
The grooves are just from the engraving, right? They're not like in a shape of anything that we could put on it.
It is the shape of the symbol of St. Cuthbert.
Hold on. What does my necklace look like?
You have a necklace that has the symbol of St. Cuthbert on it.
Is it the same?
Might as well try it.
Size?
Yeah, is it like, would it fit on there?
I don't
There's
know.
got to be something related to it.
We're pushing buttons and licking stuff,
Oh.
so go ahead and push it into the stone.
Wait,
Okay.
what did you lick? Wait, what's going on here? I don't
That's
remember
plan
that.
D.
Well, not everything was announced.
That's where we were going next.
All right, well, Nori will, thinking about golden showers, pushing it right onto the engraving if it fits.
Okay, yeah, you take the chain off around your neck. You've got this symbol of St. Cuthbert that was given to you by, who gave it to you again? Was it Father?
Not Marco, but the one in
The
Verbo.
priest in Verbobank. That's right. He gave you that symbol.
Mhm.
As you place it onto this flat rock, and it sits there for a minute, it begins to vibrate. And it begins to hover just ever so slightly above the stone. The stone itself begins to glow. And then the glow disappears as though it's sucked back into the rock. And the symbol that you had placed that was hovering in the air, levitating as it were, drops back down.
I take it off.
You turn around and you see a tomb, a stone tomb that stands almost like you remember it.
Get it.
Whatever
Is it-
magics had concealed its location now having been dispelled, or the trigger having been set to allow it to once again be shown. Thank you very much for the follow, Scala Grimmer. Great to see you back. What's up, Covenant? Great to see you, buddy. What do you want to do now?
Put the necklace back on. Thank the guy, I can't remember his name, Father, not Marco, and go up to the tomb. Look for, do a loop around it first, looking for any kind of like a shadow scenario. And
Okay.
a door.
Okay. There is a stone door on the front of the structure itself. There are no other entrances that you see as you circumnavigate this single story tomb. It is in construction, very gnomish, very well built. Not a lot of unnecessary detail, but it looks very solid. The structure is extremely solid in its design. As you approach, as you circumnavigate, you come back to the door, you hear a voice. And it speaks, and all of you hear this. I'm certain you know thy name. Speak the same in order to gain.
Certain.
And as you say the name certain, the cleric's name, you watch as the door gives a faint glow, and then just like the rock, the glow fades.
Was the door gone?
No, the door is still there, but this arcane glow that it was emanating is now gone as you said the name of the cleric.
Yeah, I think we just, disarmed the burglar alarm.
Yeah, I think
Nori's-
that unlocked it.
Pushing the door open, not even looking back, and going in.
Okay. The door is heavy. Give me a athletics check as you try to open the door, pulling it open as with all your might.
Can I roll advantage because of adrenaline?
No, but you can roll advantage if somebody wants to help you, which
Okay,
is almost as good. Alrin can be your
Teammate.
adrenaline.
let's do
I
this.
will help.
Okay, give me an advantaged roll, please.
Ooh. Athletics? Ooh,
Yes, please.
11?
Gnomes, not known for their athletics.
No,
Yeah, I
It was
only
built
do
by
leg
gnomes.
day.
you feel it.
I know, but-
as you try to pull it open, you feel it kind of like might take some additional help.
All right, Des will go over there.
Do it.
He's
Oh,
got a crowbar if necessary, if needed.
It's probably needed.
They buried
You'd
in
think they'd
here
have a
other
gnomish
than
entrance.
the cleric. Do you think they hid something in here?
well,
Well,
they hid the cleric.
yeah, it's like, they
He's
didn't
a-
want
he
it
was
to
a
be
big-
disturbed, right?
Yeah, he was a big deal. I mean,
Yeah, so
you could do
why,
anything.
Why are we disturbing him?
Uh, with the
that's a
best
great
of
question.
intentions.
Let's pool.
We have yet to actually disturb him
Right.
fully.
We're going to disturb his grave in the nicest possible way.
We're looking for answers.
Hopefully, in
Okay.
the end, it will be worth it. It's in
We're
this
not-
case not about the journey. It's about the
Wait.
destination.
Yeah.
But I thought this was about the friends we made along the way.
Oh. It's multifaceted.
This
Sure,
is
but-
your opportunity, my friends, to retrace your steps and leave?
No. No. No to that voice in the sky.
Who said that?
Don't listen to it.
Caw, caw.
Get this door open.
My
Lucky?
conscience. I'm sorry.
All right, Desmond,
Okay.
you're going to get in and use your crowbar to pop open this door. Let's get a give me an
Yeah, just
athletics check
add
with
a little
advantage.
leverage.
Yep.
All right.
So now we've got Desmond, Alrin, and Nori all pulling to open this door. Crowbar in use. Engage dice roll.
Strength.
Yeah,
No,
this is going to be
athletics.
athletics with advantage.
13.
Okay. Yeah. You hear the groan of this stone portal as you pull it open. Kind of grinds along the apron of stone that wraps its way all around this resting place. And you can feel the air behind you pulled past you and into the chamber, the dark, unlit chamber, all of this air, it almost as if there's like a vacuum and just gets sucked inside. The feather on Alrin's hat blowing and being pulled forward. The first sensory cue that you get beyond that vacuum-like sucking of wind is the scent of staleness. Not offensive by any stretch of the imagination, but just stale air, as though, in all likelihood, this tomb has not been opened since the cleric was laid to rest.
Smells like a tomb.
Indeed.
Des will get his lantern ready to go inside.
You light the lantern. It casts its light into the interior of the chamber just past Nori as Nori's standing there. You look inside. It's modest. It's not a large space by any stretch of the imagination. There's a few steps, stone steps that go down, and then you can see that there's sort of a wide hall that extends, and then at the far end of the hall, at the far end of this main chamber, there is a slab of stone, presumably the actual resting place of the fallen cleric.
Can I do a quick check for traps?
Absolutely.
In
Give
the
me an
entrance here?
investigation check.
All right. Pretty good. 18 plus 7. 25.
You do not detect any mundane traps of any kind. You get the sense that the magical protective spells that were cast to first conceal the tomb itself, and then also whatever was protecting the door, were likely enough to keep most people out. That perhaps there was no need for any sort of a more mundane type of defense.
It looks clear. You want to lead the way? Nori?
Absolutely. I'm already, just taking a step in once I got the visual clue from Dez's face that it was all clear.
Okay. The interior of the tomb is stuffy and dusty. Nori, as you take the first steps in, the others behind you, cobwebs across your face as you step forward, like in your mouth, across your eyes, that feeling of being covered in webs as you pull it off of yourself and kind of drop it to the ground. You can see that there's a slab of stone at the far end, as I mentioned, and now it looks, as you take those first couple of steps down the stairs and into this broad hallway, that there is a figure resting atop the stone slab. The closer you get, a few more steps, you can see it looks to be perhaps a human, at least human-sized. Appears to be wearing armor, a breastplate, a shield resting on its chest. The rest of you take the first couple of steps down the stone stairs, joining Gnory, approximately 10 feet from this stone slab, and you see this man.
Well, Nori, you're the ghost whisperer. Can you talk to him?
I hate this. I hate disturbing him.
Well, talking to him is a little different than, like rummaging through his dead pockets.
I'm waking him up. I walk up to him. Don't touch him. I kneel down. I kind of sit on my feet. I'm quiet for probably a couple minutes even. You guys might not know if I'm doing anything. But inside I am thanking him for his service and apologizing, promising he will go back to his restful slumber in eternity when I'm done. And then I'll say out loud, "Are you there? I'm ready to accept my future." Where's my brother?
As you kneel down and look back up towards the figure laying atop the stone slab, you also notice at this point, having gotten closer, that there are a pair of statues, one on either side of the stone slab itself. They appear to depict clerics of St. Cuthbert holding cudgels, as is their tradition. You call out, and from the left, from the statue to the left of the stone slab, you hear a voice, a man's voice. Powerful magic should not be forgotten in a hidden tomb when it can be used against the rising tide of evil.
I'm not forgetting any powerful magic. I think I'm looking for it. Where is it?
Another minute passes after having already spent a few minutes preparing yourself and speaking these words both internally and then verbalizing them externally. And you watch as the rest of you also see the body of this man fades away, leaving behind the breastplate and the shield that lays atop the breastplate.
Am I supposed to take these?
I don't know. Did you talk to anyone?
No. Well,
You're just standing there for a long time, and then you said something, and it sounded like you were talking to somebody, but we didn't hear anything.
I said something about powerful magic.
Well,
And then he disappeared.
he left it behind.
He left it behind.
Why don't you just go take a look at it? Maybe it'll mean something to you.
Certain was a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is currently like human size breastplate. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk up to it. I'm still not touching anything, but I'm right next to it and I'm looking down at it.
Have the rest of you stepped forward, or are you still hanging back?
I'm about 5-10 feet back from Nori.
Okay. So Xanthia is positioning 10 feet behind. How about Desmond? Where are you?
Des will move up a little bit to kind of like shine some light on, the items that were
Sure.
left on the
On the stone slab. Alren, how about you?
stone slab.
I'm curious. I'll go up with her.
For those of you that approach, Xanthi, not quite as is evident to you, but you shine your light, Desmond, from the lantern, and you can see that these two statues on either side look to be depictions of powerful clerics. The breastplate and the shield both bear the symbol of Saint Cuthbert.
Does it look to Des like these items could be placed on the statues? Like, does it look like they could hold a shield, or does this armor look like it could fit on one of them?
It certainly looks like the armor would fit a human. The shield is large. It's possible.
The body that was on top of the slab before, that was like a stone replica, right? Or was that actually...
It looked like a man was laying there.
Was the man like wrapped at all, or was he looking like he was fresh, or was he long dead?
It looked like the cleric on the day that he was interred, as though he was laying resting. Not a day had passed, it would seem, based on what you saw, but that then faded, leaving behind the breastplate and the shield, and then these two stone statues that just sort of are overlooking the scene, as if they're there to protect.
Des will hand Alrin the lantern, and he's gonna take a minute to cast detect magic again as a ritual.
Okay, so that takes about 10 minutes or so. Meanwhile, while he is conjuring this ritual magic, is there anything that the rest of you want to do?
Xanthi would like to investigate one of the statues.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
$13.
You go to the left statue and you look at it, and it appears to be a man in plate armor holding a cudgel, stone.
Does it look like there's any kind of levers, or it could be blocking something, or...
Not that you're able to see. Not that you're able to find. If you want to take a look at the right statue, you can also roll an investigation check for that. And other people can help too if you want to.
Nori is more interested in the gestures that the two statues are doing. If they're actively swinging, or what they're doing. What their pose is. That's not it.
I got a 22 on the other.
Left shark. What?
The poses seem to be as if you recall from the formations of Prince Thromel's warriors during the battle, as if they are battle ready to attack or to stand off against something, to defend. Xanthi, as you look at and examine the statue to the right of the stone slab, you realize that the cudgel that this statue holds in its hands can be removed.
Is this one magic, Des?
Desmond, this is about the time when your ritual is complete, and as Xanthi calls out to you, you look over and you can see without hesitation that the cudgel in the hands of the statue to the right is glowing with a bright, powerful glow, as is the shield and the breastplate that lay upon the stone slab.
Yeah, Des will relay that to everybody.
Okay. Xanthi will look up at the statue and say, I'm going to borrow this because we are fighting evil and bad things, and I think you would want that to happen. And so she then pulls the cudgel.
As you remove the cudgel, it's interesting. You expect it because of its size. And you get the sense that this is like a two-handed weapon, especially based on the pose of the statue. But it's light. It's surprisingly light, made out of wood, knobby, with these little protrusions around it. It's a club. Give me a nature check, Xanthi.
6. I've seen nature.
Yeah, it's wood. It's made of wood. But quite magical and surprisingly light.
What do you think about that? The other things that were left.
Well, they're all magic.
Right, but I mean,
They seem to be
obviously
offering it to us.
Yeah, I mean, and that's awesome. Thank you. We definitely will use it to kill bad things and evil things. But is that why we're here?
We're looking for Shadow Crossroads. Shadow Crossing.
I mean,
That's why I thought we were here. My matron never said anything about free fancy magical armor and a cudgel.
But we know the mists have done bad things to people, so there's obviously something evil enchanted through it. So if these weapons and armor represent power of good, it might be helpful.
I wonder if they'll split the mist too, like you said I was doing. We probably are supposed to take them. I hate this. I hate doing this.
It'd be rude to not take it if they said to take it. Anyone
You're
really
right.
good with a club or a cudgel?
I mean, don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Xanthi will hand the magical cudgel to Des, and she's gonna pick up the magic shield. Okay.
Yeah, you remove the magic shield from the breastplate and hold it in your hands. It too is quite light. It has the symbol of St. Cuthbert on it. Feels
Are there any
well
markings
made.
on the armor or anything like that
Yep.
we might be able to read?
No, there are no other markings aside from the symbols of St. Cuthbert.
Do you think we're all supposed to have? I mean, I've got this necklace. There's 3 other items, and there's 3 of us.
I don't
left.
really do well with armor, so Alrin?
I am wearing breastplate currently, so if this is magical, that would be great. Especially if it helps us in our current predicament.
It is definitely magical.
Can Des take a look around the dais or whatever the platform that these things are on, just to see if he can find any, I don't know, like any other sign that, like there might be something more to it.
Sure. Give me an investigation check. Alren, do you intend to take the breastplate from the stone dais?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a 17 investigation.
Okay. You look about and, expecting maybe to find some sort of a hidden compartment or some sort of a mechanism of some kind, but you don't see anything as you look around this space. You look up and you see your companions. Xanthi is sort of testing this shield out a little bit, maybe, doing some fun poses with it. There we go. There we are. Alren is doing a wardrobe change, perhaps.
Up armor.
Yep, swapping out.
It only takes like 10 minutes to do that, right?
Yeah, you can doff
You get time.
and don.
Doff and don.
Great guys. You look over at Gnory, and Nori's eyes have gone completely black. And she is standing there. Gnory, in your head, you hear a voice. The matron's voice. Perhaps now the likelihood of your friends surviving what is to come has improved. Are you ready to cross over, Gnory?
Yes, I am ready.
You hear Gnory say, yes, I am ready. And at that moment, everything goes black. The door to the tomb slams shut. It goes completely black. Your lantern is blown out. The air grows heavy, thick, putrid. You get the smell of death, of something rotting. You hear a clawing sound. I would like you to all roll initiative, please.
Oh my god.
But I got you some cool new stuff.
Are we all holding the right things, though?
You don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah. No, we don't.
You'll find out.
Yeah, you're going to find out in a hurry, pal. I even have a map for this.
Yay.
Let's see if I
Visual
can find
reference.
it. Let me see if I can find it. Hold your initiatives for a second, please. Okay. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're going to love this map, you guys.
Is it totally black? Because that's
You
what I
are
see.
gonna love it. There it is.
I've tried
That's
zooming
what we
out.
can see, right?
That's what you can see.
Nothing.
Correct.
Cool. Okay.
Oh.
Sorry,
All right.
guys.
So let me do this. 25 to 20.
21.
Okay, Alren.
Finally got a nat 20 tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Nat 20? That's a big deal. We have emotes for that kind of business.
Wave. Guild. Air horn.
I love how you sounded out.
That gives
All
you a
right,
free round, right?
um,
Because you got a
Yes.
nat 20, so you get the surprise round.
Oh, sure.
Nice try. 15 to 20. 10 to 15.
Des got a 12.
Xanthi also
Nori?
got a 12.
Got an 11.
Okay, 12 for Dez, 12 for Xanthi, and 11 for Nori. Okay, Alrin, you hear the door slam shut, and as you look back, seeing it close, dust kind of flying up in the air at the effect of the door swinging shut. Everything goes completely dark. The light of the lantern is blown out. You're at the top of the order. What would you like to do?
So I can't see anything.
Correct. But you can
Well.
hear a scraping on the ground coming from, all directions, really.
I mean, scraping coming from everywhere.
Yep, to your left, from behind you, to your right. It sounds like, give me a perception check. Let's see if you can make this out. This won't cost your action.
That is a 18.
Okay, it sounds like nails on stone.
So, can I use like prestidigitation to make light?
You can certainly try.
I would like to.
I did hand you my lantern.
Yes, and it went
Went
out.
out.
So if
So
I could,
you want to relight it?
I want to
Could
try to
relight it.
relight the lantern.
With prestidigitation.
Is this magical
the plan?
darkness? Because aren't some of you like seeing the dark people?
Well,
I mean, I have dark
apparently,
vision, but if
same.
If you can't see and you have dark vision, doesn't
Yeah, you
that
can't
mean
see
that
anything.
there's something magical about it?
Yeah, you can't see a thing.
Also, like if we're underground and there's no light source at all, like it could be this dark,
Hmm.
absolute dark.
So what are you doing, Alrin?
I'm gonna try to light the lamp.
Okay. You use your action to light the lamp. And as you do that, it sheds light. It sheds light upon the space here that you find yourself in. The inside of this tomb looking much different from when you entered it. The stone slab before you is cracked and broken. There are thick webs that conceal portions of the room. The statues themselves are broken and crumbled. You look down, Xanthi, with the shining of this lantern, you see there's a body at your feet. Desmond, you're standing on top of another body below your feet. Alrin, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm known for them. Yeah. Let's see how this goes. That's a hard 6.
You drop the lantern and it shatters on the ground.
I've had that since Hamlet.
The light goes back out. Alrin cries in the darkness.
My brown pants.
You
Everybody have a
now
torch.
all feel a movement about you. at your feet. Alrin, you feel a pierce, a slash. Not the slash of a brutal weapon attack, but a delicately placed slice across the soft tissue of your neck. And you can feel a gout of blood spray from your neck as you are going to take 8 slashing damage. Xanthi, you feel a claw attack across your back as you take 7 slashing damage. Desmond, you feel something bite in to the back of your calf. Man, I'm rolling really good right now, you guys.
I'm happy for you.
For 8 piercing damage and 9 necrotic damage.
Ugh.
That was a total of 17. Your hit point maximum is decreased by 9 right now.
We didn't even get a turn yet.
And that was just their first attack.
Good.
Another attack comes at you for a 19 to hit, Alrin. 11 slashing damage across your neck again as your hand instinctively comes up and you can feel the blood pouring out of your neck. Xanthi, a second claw attack misses. Desmond, another, this time a claw attack against your back. Misses. Desmond, it's your turn. You hear the snarling and kind of almost like a frenzied sound behind you and in front of you to the right. You can hear a gurgling coming from where you remember Alrin standing.
Des will turn around and cast color spray towards his friends in the direction that he knows that they are.
Okay.
So that is a 15-foot cone, and it will a dazzling array of flashing colored light springs from his hands. Creatures in a 15-foot cone originating from me are affected in ascending order of their current hit points, ignoring unconscious creatures and creatures that can't see.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
So
your
it
60
affects
10.
like number of hit points, yeah.
Yep. It's going to go after the lowest number of hit points first.
Are you sure that's not one of us?
Hard to say. I mean, this could potentially affect your friends. There's nothing here that says that it doesn't affect your companions, just so you know.
Uh-oh. Well,
You got a torch?
yeah, okay, I guess I'll light a torch instead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's the best move just based on the situation. You're going to hurt your friends.
Well, I was
Yeah.
getting the impression that we couldn't see these things.
You can't see anything
but
right now.
They might have more than 31 hit points.
That's true. I wasn't thinking I'd get all of them, but
well, it goes after
yeah.
it goes after the
all right,
lowest
I'll
hit
take
point
my
creatures
action
first.
to light a torch.
Yeah, so if they all have like 50 hit points and I have 30, it would take me out first.
Well, it would
Correct.
blind you for 1 round.
Yeah, it would blind you.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is not good. Nevertheless. All right, so
Can't
you're going to
see
light
anyway.
a torch.
Yes.
That's a good point. All right, so you use your action to light up a torch. And as you do that, as you light that torch, you find yourself standing there with your companions. Well, most of your companions.
Where's Alrin?
Do I see any enemies around me?
Give me a quick perception check, and do you have a bonus action that you'd like to use?
Yeah, I have
Or
a bonus
movement.
action. I'm going to bonus action disengage from where I was.
Okay.
Kind of on the alert for another possible attack. Just moving back this way. closer
Deeper
to
into the
my
tomb.
friends.
Just so you know, I don't know if everybody knows this, but I'll just point it out because this is the first time you've seen the interior of this thing. The entrance to the tomb is here.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, maybe I'll just move away from this guy then. This dead body that I was standing over.
Got you. Give me a perception check.
All right.
And Xanthi, you're up next.
That is 19.
19. Okay, you look around. You do not see Alrin. You see your broken lantern shattered on the ground where you remember him standing. You feel like he was just next to Gnory, kind of by the brazier that you're standing next to. You look down and you can see the creature that bit you is laying on the ground, struggling as if it wants to stand up, but unable to. It looks like it has a bit of your flesh in its mouth, blood in its palm. You can feel the burning sensation of the bite and the claw attack on the back of your leg and on your backside. Xanthi, it's your turn.
All right. Xanthi is going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's going to use a bonus action to make it last longer than normal. So she's going to double its time frame. So it will now last for 20 minutes.
Very cool.
And she is going to move over to the center so she can encompass most of the space. Yeah.
Oh, give me a sec. Hold on. Before you keep moving, let me get this thing attached to you real quick.
Oh,
Sorry.
sure. Sorry.
That's right. There we go. Okay. Now you should be able to move and it will follow you around. Okay. So you cast the Spirit Guardians. It's interesting, Xanthi. Your Spirit Guardians have never been like that pleasant. I mean, they're nasty little wood chip monsters that like to kill things, and they're very good at it, but they look extremely different on this particular summoning. They appear to be ghostly skeletal warriors that are clad in tattered spectral armor. They have this sort of march, this eerie silence, and their eyes glow with this green flame. And they also emit this haunting, sorrowful wail as they march in a circle, swinging their little weapons.
Where's my snakes, guys? I mean, I guess you can be whoever you want to be, but it's weird.
When
All
in
right.
Rome.
Gnory.
Are there any like actual not moving dead like corpses or piles of bone on the ground? Or is everything moving and attacking us right now?
Everything right now, there are 3 dead bodies. One of them is, here, I'll point them out. Here.
Mm-hmm.
I I would say dead but undead. Also dead but undead. And then there's one over here that's dead and undead. But they're all sort of like dismembered, legs gone. You know, like they're not lumbering forward. They're kind of like on the ground, like they had slashed at you from a position of being prone.
Okay. So
And
they're not.
Alrin is gone. He is not in this
Alrin is
space.
gone. All right. This is weird. I will go and take a swing at this one over here.
You bring your sword out from its dimensional space, and it gives off this crazy green, sickly green pall. This glow, it just seems to like pulse as you step forward. Give me an attack roll.
Dirty 20.
All right, give
Actually,
me some
21.
damage, please. That hits.
Ooh, 13.
13 points of damage.
Yep.
Explain to me how you dispatch this undead ghoul.
I think this is probably one of the ones that was maybe missing an arm. So I'm going to go down and I will stick the gladius underneath the body and hack up while I'm hacking up the other arm. It's far enough in where the head also comes off. And it rolls away from me. And I will then turn around and complete my movement, moving to dispatch this other one.
Okay. Second attack, give me a roll.
Yeah. That's 15.
That will also hit. Roll some damage, please.
Ooh, wow, these are good dice. 12 damage.
12 damage. Similarly, you come down and hack this thing, dispatching it, and it stops writhing on. It's reaching up towards you like, and you just put it down and it just drops to the ground with a thud. Anything else from Nori? Do you have a bonus action or anything else you'd like to do? And then we'll move on to the top of the order.
Nope, I will just turn around and look at the other two.
Okay,
with
Alrin,
a frenzied look in my face.
Alrin, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
$16.
That's pretty good. You feel as all of this is taking place in that moment, you light the lantern, you drop it as the blood begins to pour from your throat. You can feel yourself staggering towards into the darkness, not knowing what's in front of you or what's behind you, just completely disoriented. And then you feel this sense of being pulled, almost as if something has grabbed you and you're not sure if you're falling or being lifted. Everything goes black, but you're moving quickly.
Black.
You're moving faster and faster and faster, falling or flying. It's unclear. Do you say anything or do you do anything as you are flying or falling in this dark void?
I would probably, if I'm falling away and have no idea where I am or what I'm doing, I would probably cast Thunderwave. Just to shock anything around me.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's happening or where I'm going, but if I'm getting hurt or something bad's going to happen, I'm going to try to hurt something else too.
Okay.
That's loud, right?
Very loud.
Yep. It is very loud.
Yep. All right, so you cast Thunderwave. And you continue falling or flying or speeding through the air. You can feel wind blowing against you. You can feel yourself becoming lightheaded as another gout of blood squirts out of your neck. The energy that you have channeling into Thunderwave, triggering the spell effect, but given your sensory deprivation, unclear to what outcome. Xanthi, this creature at your feet is going to make a claw attack at you.
My guy's gonna turn first.
bad.
As long as they're
Roll, yeah, roll your damage, please. I forgot about that. Go ahead and roll damage. Yeah, they failed to save, so they'll take the full
13
damage.
radiant.
Oh yeah, they're done. These little ghostly skeletal warriors, they have so much attitude. You know, they're giving off a lot of attitude. And they've got this like haunting wail as they're marching around in this circle, just and they just wood chipper this monster that's laying on the ground, tearing it into bits, blood spraying all over the place against the walls, and everything goes quiet inside of this tomb.
Do you?
And that, my friends, is where we are going to end the session, as the combat with these three monstrous ghouls, the loss of one of your companions, still trapped, at least for the moment, inside of this tomb. Things done changed here.
Mhm.
And we will find out to what end next week when we come back for more of our joyous Heroes of Greyhawk. Thank you, my friends, for joining us once again for this crazy story. This is all for you, Shelley. All for you.
All
Don't say
your
that. Don't
fault.
say that. Nope,
It's
don't say that.
all for
I
you.
don't suppose Alrin dropped that fancy breastplate before
I know
he
it's
went,
gone.
did he?
Oh, no, but he left the other breastplate. So there's a non-magical breastplate laying there. Should that be of interest to
That might
one
be
of you?
interest.
All right, so we will we'll address all of that when we come back next week. And Chad will be taking a couple of weeks off, so we will miss you, Chad. But understand that there's life things that need to happen, and I'm excited for you. So yes, let's go around the table here and do our outros. If you have stuff that you want to plug, please do that. Let's go ahead and start. Let's start with Shelley, because this is really Shelley's game now.
Don't say that. Everyone's getting.
Thanks, Shelley.
I know.
Thanks,
Hey
Shelley.
guys,
We love you,
it's
Shelley.
Shelley, also known as Flea Monkey, also known as Hey It's Flea Monkey on Instagram and Threads. You can find me here every Tuesday, and every other Wednesday over on Tithalanos' channel doing some Pathfinder, and next Saturday and the following Saturday, Tales of the Whisper Woods with GM Shiv and Dave
Yes. Yeah.
and your boy Big and Tony Shaw.
That's such a great group. I'm really excited for the characters. They're great. Shelley, this is inspired by your character backstory, so it is pretty much your fault.
Yes, let me just add thanks for that, David.
Oh, Shelley. Thank you so very much for being so dark and groovy. Let's jump over to Ashley, another groovy gal. What's going on, Ash?
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, also known as Minnesota Muse. You can find me as Minnesota Muse on our Discord or Blue Sky, or as Minnesota Muse 99 on Threads. And this is the only place that you can find me right now. I am taking my summer vacation, so it's a light schedule, so I can actually see the sun because I do live in Minnesota.
Ooh, light schedule. I like how you did that.
Yeah, for the light. Just I'm doing what I'm doing.
You keep doing you.
Just
We
gonna get
love it.
progressively tan and more tan.
Yeah.
all summer.
I mean, you guys would probably die of shock because I am so pale.
I think you would burn before you would tan. Is that correct? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. Well, we will stock up on the aloe vera for you. Maybe we can get some. Can we get aloe vera in the merch shop, Andy? Is that possible? Branded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Done deal.
It's already there.
Ashley, thank you very much for being here tonight. Appreciate you very much. Let's jump over to Andy G3D.
Yeah. Speaking of pale,
Heyo.
my name is Andy, also known as Andy G3D, here on Twitch. You can find me right now only here Tuesday nights playing Dez, exploring cursed tombs with his friends. Good times.
Maybe it's the cursed friends, not the cursed tomb.
Right.
Stop.
Curses we brought along the way.
Yep. Something like that.
But I'm always hanging out on our Discord, so pop on over there and say hi. We're always having a good time.
Yes, we are. We have a great Discord community. Definitely encourage you to check it out if you have an interest in fun, goofy people who like to post GIFs about coffee every morning and like to chit chat about TTRPGs, and perhaps even stop by and play some Shadow Dark with us, because we've got a community game going, West Marches style Shadow Dark game, and we're always looking for new players. So we just had I want to say it was our 8th session 0 the other night, and we brought on a couple of new players, so very excited about that. And we typically have a session 0 or new player onboarding every month. So come on over and connect with us on the Discord. And certainly not the least of our team here, but I guess the last and the most missing of all of the characters on stream would be Chad's character, Alrin. Hi, Chad.
What's up, Chad? Van Wickman here. Alrin isn't falling into darkness. You can maybe find him at the end of his stream of, hey, who knows?
You don't know.
Otherwise, I'll be playing this Sunday on the Gary Con Live channel in a one-shot run by Jason Charles Miller. I'll be taking some time off after that. My parents are coming up to visit, so I'm going to spend some time with that. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there this Sunday coming up.
Heck yeah.
And once again, thank you, Dave, for running this. Thank
My
you,
pleasure.
Shelley, for giving Dave all of the evil and darkness to give to all of us. I certainly appreciate it. I didn't know our game was going to turn into a Shadow Dark game, but here we are, dropping lamps, lanterns, and torches, and all that shit. And whatever. We all die. It's cool. Will I be back? Will I be back after my break? I don't know. Freaking knows.
We don't know. None of us know what might happen. We don't know.
We don't know.
That's right. We need a t-shirt that says that. All right, Chad, thank you very much. Really appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to hearing all about your family time and all the shenanigans that you and your crew get into. All right, so we're gonna raid into some peeps here. So please hang with us. Make sure that we can find a good raid target. Just to reiterate a couple of quick things about what we have coming up, or what we have going on, I should say, in June, my friends. We have a lot happening. Shelley talked about Tales from the Whisperwood, which is happening on Saturdays in June. We've got 2 more sessions left. The first session was last week, and you can catch it on VOD. And we have our ongoing mini campaign run by Dungeon Mr. Ty, The Freelancers, which is a cyberpunk game set in 2185. It is, we're using the Carbon 2185 setting. It is a sort of a port maybe, or an adaptation of the 5e game system. It is really, really fun, and we've got a great cast for both of those games. So please come on out and check that out. That's Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time. We're going to go ahead and raid into Captain Owlbear. Great folks over there playing. It looks like they're playing some Marrowstrand and getting into it. It looks pretty serious over there, you guys. So let's go give them some love and some encouragement. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the old transition for my good friend Scottish Jeff, because I know how much he loves that frickin' thing. This stinger's for you, pal. Love you all. We'll see you next time. We'll see you on Thursday, for crying out loud.